Welcome to the first CEO's blog for 2021. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas with your family and friends and you're looking forward to enjoying a really great year of harness racing. But the year starts with COVID-19 still being upon us. As we are working out of 2020 with some move forward with some of the initiatives or protocols that we are pulling back from in harness racing, we had an outbreak in Sydney and it has impacted across the state. So all I can say to you is follow the protocols that we are putting out for harness racing. It is for the risk minimisation, it is for the protection of the industry, and it is so that we continue racing. We certainly don't wish to fall back into regional racing in 2021. So remember your hygiene, remember your social distancing, and please now remember your masks. In the stable area, you must wear a mask. That might sound that it's a bit odd because when you leave the stable area, you don't need to wear the mask, but it's about minimising the risk, the spread, and knowing where you are if there is an outbreak and how the government traces these things. As I say and have been saying for the last year, be careful. Hygiene is paramount. Social distancing is absolute. So please take all these things on board, look after our industry, and we will race through, as we did last year, without interruption. And be patient when you get to the track. The clubs now have to use the Services New South Wales QR code. Once you have that QR code in your phone, it is easy, but the first time around, you have to work through the steps. Be patient with the club officials at the gates or wherever they may be and help them out, and make sure that harness racing is proactive in doing all we can to eradicate this hideous virus. During the Christmas New Year recess from the blog, we had our TAB Carnival Cups meetings at Bathurst, Parkes and Leeton. All were conducted with good, strong crowds on course. But just to recap on those winners, at Bathurst, our Uncle Sam won the Shirley Turnbull Memorial for Chris and Anthony Frisbee. The $40,000 time-honoured feature had a 12-horse field and the wagering turnover was extremely strong. Based on that, the Frank and Edna Day Goulburn Cup will also be drawn with a 12-horse field, seeing as it is a Group 3 event and will be conducted on January 17. At Parkes, the main race was the Langlands Hanlon Parkes Cup, won by Gotta Party Doll, trained by Amanda Turnbull and driven by Isabel Ross. Whilst at Leeton, Brooke and James McPherson won the Yenda Produce Leeton Cup with Rusty Crackers. 2020 was a good year for Brooke and James and Rusty, especially with the win at Tabcorp Park Menangle in 151.4 when driven by Tom Gilligan. Tomorrow night at Temora, there is a strong 8-race program for the TAB Carnival Cups meeting, which also will see the return of mini trots at race meetings. Since the last blog, also, Harness Racing New South Wales have made several announcements which improve prize money across the state and also deliver Group 1 racing in all regions. To recap, the Newcastle Mile has retained its Group 1 status and $100,000 of prize money. At Bathurst, the Gold Chalice and Bracelet will both carry $100,000 and give the winners Group 1 standing as 3-year-olds. The Riverina 4 and 5-year-old championships have been restored, having been affected by COVID in 2020. Both races will carry 100,000 Group 1 finals. As I say, every region in New South Wales has now a confirmed Group 1 $100,000 race. Now every region in New South Wales has confirmed Group 1 $100,000 races. Something in New South Wales to look forward to, as there are no other such initiatives in other states. The calendar for the New South Wales Trotters Foundation and Trots New South Wales finals has been released. All these announcements can be found on the Harness Racing New South Wales website. And still on the agenda are the regional boundaries. The regions are defined as they are, and these affect the Breeders' Challenge, and they also, most importantly, affect the TAB Regional Championships. And of course, they are $100,000 races, which lead into the ultimate final, which again is for $100,000. Harness Racing New South Wales has taken the comments from clubs, from participants, and now it is the role of Harness Racing New South Wales to look closely at whether there will be a change. I must say there is a leaning towards going on defined boundaries based on local government areas. However, a little way to go with that until we make a decision. In the interim, trainers should be reminded that whatever those changes are that are implemented, that is, will be affecting the TAB Regional Championships in May. So where you are now, you may not be in that region come the championships in May. Whatever it is, it will be for the benefit of the industry at large, not for individuals. So keep an eye on that. We'll be making those announcements coming up in probably February. So we sought feedback on the regions and the boundaries. We're now currently seeking feedback and comment on the proposed conditions for the 2020 New South Wales Breeders' Challenge Series. You can see these on our website. We look for positive, constructive comment. I've already received some comment back, but take this opportunity. If you see where these conditions can be tinkered with, changed slightly for the industry at large, of course we will look at those and see whether they can be adopted. So go to the website, have a look. It's a simple click on the banner, have a look at what we've got there, see what you think of them, and give us those comments. There is an end date for all these things, so what I always say is be proactive, not reactive, and put your views forward. Harness Racing New South Wales has released the industry plan Harness the Passion 2021 to 2023. The industry strategic plan is a part of what Harness Racing New South Wales is required to do under legislation. It was a long process, started in April 2020, moved right through until released just before the new year. Have a look at that industry plan, see what is in it for all the industry. There are individuals that will benefit because they benefit off success, but see what's in there for all the industry, see how you can be involved. There's an innovation group there that we're looking for positive people to give the industry a boost where a boost is required. Change isn't always necessary, but change can always take you forward in an appropriate manner. So have a look at that strategic plan. There is some good reading in it, in my opinion perhaps, but it's about taking the industry forward. All those people who contributed to the strategic plan, I thank you. I know you will continue on in making sure that we can deliver as many of the aspirations that are in there as possible. So once again, have a look at the strategic plan, be part of a progressive industry, be part of a positive industry, and let's move forward. As most trainers would be aware, from January 1, we had prize money increases. Owners would be aware of that too in the A category meetings. What we also introduced from January 1 was the field selection on points. This is the national system that Harness Racing New South Wales has moved into now. Why did we move into a point system? The point system works for those horses who have the better form. And with better form, we know that we can generate higher wagering turnover. From the turnover, of course, we look for revenue. Have a look what is in the handicapping and programming guidelines which are on the website. Make sure you are aware of what you can do with your horse, how you can nominate it, where you can nominate it, and how the field selection, most importantly, works. There has been considerable conjecture in relation to the Metropolitan handicapping system. This system was introduced some time ago, was created by a combination of the club, the trainers, and Harness Racing New South Wales, but it is starting to show a few cracks. David Watson from Club Menangle has currently put together a plan which he has taken on board with consultation with others. Now is your opportunity. David will be reaching out to you to comment on that plan. Predominantly he'll be talking to trainers who race horses at the Metropolitan meetings. But make contact with David, you all know who he is. Phone him, check him by email, but have a comment now because it is the intention, if there is going to be change, that this change takes place following the Miracle Mile Carnival. And regrettably, I need to report that John Geary, one of our very best guys in harness racing, is under the weather. He's not well. He hasn't been well for a while, which we all know. So if we can support son Chris, Belinda, and most importantly John, we should be out there helping where we can. Already, I must say, admirably, there is a GoFundMe page up there. Some of the names on that list of people who've made donations to John Geary to assist him and the family, I really congratulate you. I really thank you, because this shows the real heart of harness racing, how we are a family, how we are a fraternity, and how we can help. Of course, Harness Racing New South Wales has the Benevolent Fund and will assist in that area, but where you can, if you will, donate to the GoFundMe page, but most of all, if you can, say a prayer for John Geary, who at this time is suffering from very poor health. Now, for the first blog of the year, we had a special guest. This is Latte. Latte is Dave, the cameraman's pet and present for Christmas. This is what we like to see: good friends, good company, and a wonderful year ahead. So the week ahead, if you can, make it to Temora for the Carnival Cups. Jane Walker will certainly make you welcome, and there's one thing: if you go to a Carnival Cup meeting where everything is spot on, you'll see it at Temora. Good luck with harness racing this week. Be positive, look for success, and if you can't find success, be happy in harness racing. Latte, it's time for us to go. Yes. Okay then. Bye for now.